Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today because sun is shining. I'm out at Eisenhower Park in Orange. People are out enjoying themselves, having a good time, feeding the ducks and just enjoying the sun. It's nice. Uh, is the gold standard coming back? Okay. A lot of great articles about this. And we're going to cover that and all the business news. So before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications to get notified of everything that we're doing. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Now, first things first. The gold standard, Bretton Woods gold standard that was, in place up until 1971, Richard Nixon, okay, he got rid of the gold standard, basically. Okay, you can blame him, even though it's not. There's a lot of people that had a lot to do with it. Now, this made our currency backed by physical gold. The problem with going to a gold standard now is that, yes, there's a ton of gold produced here in the United States, but it's also produced out of the country and stockpiled. So if you went to the traditional gold standard in that the dollar was backed by just gold, you would have players outside the United States that had huge stockpiles, and we've seen so many people buy gold lately that could basically have more value than the United States does. There's that. Read these articles, they're fascinating. But what's happened is you have a state senator and you have a congressman in Texas. Brian Hudges is the senator, and then the congressman is Mark DeRazio. And they put basically competing bills together that are exactly the same through the Texas state legislature so that they could bring back a gold standard for the state of Texas. Now, Clause 10, Article 1 of that silly little thing called the Clause 1, Article 10, if I said that wrong. That silly little thing called the Constitution said that no state should produce and print their own money because you don't want them doing that. Okay? So that's the one thing. You just don't want to have these people out there, willy-nilly making the Arkansas coin or anything like that. Imagine Clinton doing that. Hey, put my face on that. Anyway, I could go on for an hour. But so the idea with this is that you have 13 other states that have things like this, but they want to back it by a central bank-backed digital currency. If you don't think the central bank digital currencies are coming with FedNow and with everything we talked about, this is the precursor to that getting shoved down our throats. And that the idea with this is that if they had something that was monetarily backed, you buy this coin, this Texas coin, and it would be basically a gold coin that was backed dollar for dollar, and you would have a fractional percentage that would be used, and it would be owned by, backed by gold, and it would be stored someplace, and you wouldn't be able to, they wouldn't be able to sell it. But the other thing is that no legislature could ever use this money to stockpile it, to rate it, to spend it. It was only used for the common folk, for us, to buy and sell things and to conduct commerce. Okay? The point of this completely is not that this is going to happen. It's the fact that this is being talked about way too much, guys. There's going to be central bank backed digital currencies. And I'm telling you, the problem with this is the freedom. And I have every time I mention this, people go, what? How would they eliminate our freedom, Dan? They don't do that now when we buy things. They can, guys. They absolutely can. Banking has changed right now. I am hearing so much from people right now about how they are getting rid of bank accounts for inactivity, closing that down. And you can say, oh, that's always happened during the dawn of time. No, it's only happened during economic downturns like we're experiencing now, okay? And people say, oh, it's great times, everything's good, and it is not, okay? I'm going to Vegas in about 2 weeks, and there is a man, Drayton May, who is a real estate wholesaler who's all over TikTok talking about how real estate market is doomed and done. And you're going to see all these states that are going to go down. We're going to get together. We're going to make some videos. We're going to talk. But I've just been a huge fan of this guy because he has relentlessly been telling people to prepare themselves for the real estate downturn. Okay? The banking situation that's happening right now is that they're saying, hey, listen, we're going to enter into a recession. Man, oh man, as we are in spring, okay? Spring is here, okay? We're in a full-blown recession, guys, right now. Absolutely. This only goes down from there. If you think that somehow the Fed's going to fix this or do something, there's going to be some desperate act, like a central bank digital currency backed by gold with the promise that, you know, they won't spend it, which, come on, do you guys believe that? Here in California, they pitched us in the 80s about how they were going to have a lottery, and our schools win too. Our schools win too. Well, one thing that they wrote, a little tiny line like halfway through it, was that the money could go into the general fund. Okay? Huh. Is that bad? Yeah. Our schools don't win. California schools are, what are we, 48th in the country? You know, it's ridiculous. Okay? Just like homelessness, just like everything else they raise money for, this is no different. But a central bank-backed digital currency is nothing short of a joke right now. To sit there and to think that this is going to be something that that state legislatures are going to be able to pull off, who knows? The one thing you have to remember and know is that all of these states, there are so many that are backing gold right now. They are buying gold. You've got central banks, you've got banks, people are doing this, and they are, when you've seen the last few videos, they have seen some crazy numbers. $2,400, $2,600, $2,800, $3,000, okay? And these aren't people that are kooks just saying, that's gonna go to $3,000. It's crazy. I love gold. I'm a huge fan of silver because percentage-wise, you can buy silver for 25 bucks an ounce basically right now with the premiums. And the jump, you can get a lot more for it. The jump, I think, is going to be much bigger than it's going to be in gold. Just my opinion. Do your own research on it. But the thing about this is that gold right now is hovering around its all-time high. Okay? So it's just a matter of time until that shoots up. But we need something. People are desperate. When you hear the stats about the money supply and how crazy it is, think about that. You know, we printed so much money in 2020 and 2021 with quantitative easing to soften the blow, and it did nothing but make things more expensive for each and every one of us. You have so many businesses going out of business right now as a result of this that it's just been escalated. It's been getting worse and worse and worse right before our eyes. So the last time, you know, World War I, okay, they printed a ton of money during World War I. Or excuse me, World War II, they printed a ton of money. And then the financial crisis of 2008, they printed 10% more. Crazy, okay? So the other thing is the stock market that keeps staying up there, sky high, okay? You got a big week this week with news that's coming out. You've got earnings for the banks coming out. You got Citibank, you got Wells Fargo, JP Morgan is coming out this week. Then you've got the inflation numbers that are coming out this week. And again, they'll lie to us. The most recent number out of the UK where they talked about food inflation being at almost 18%, man, oh man, that's bravo that they told the truth on that, but that is criminal that these people are paying this much, okay, to feed their kids and feed themselves. Remember, the less fortunate and the elderly are the ones that always take a hit during this time, okay? It's awful. Jan Waltenberger, okay, well, who's this guy? When I first read the article and it was sent to me, I thought, oh, this guy's 31 years old. No, he's been in the stock market for 31 years, and he is calling for a massive crash in stocks right now. And I thought, wow, that's crazy, okay? He's, you know, the S&P 500, give or take, is around 4150 right now. He's saying the S&P 500 could drop to 2200 and drop 45% during this time. Now, again, that's not some kook. This is a guy with 31 years of experience, which again, this is what I tell everybody. If you're going to talk to somebody, you know, like Drayton Nay, the real estate expert, here's a guy that's been in it for decades, okay? He's my age. He's done this and he's seen things go down. And what you're seeing right now is the same thing you saw in 05 and 06, where they told everybody, oh, this is just a hiccup. It's going to be fine. I have realtors writing me, telling me, Dan, interest rates have just started to turn down. You're going to see more activity. and it's crazy. No, you're not. What you're going to see is builders that will not be able to complete their projects. Banks are tightening lending. I got a couple other stories to talk about this. They're tightening their lending right now, and they are not, okay, going to finish some of these projects. As these people go to get stage payments and draws and things like that, you know, you grate the land, you get a payment. Frame it, you know, pour your cement, get a payment. Plumb it, get a payment, you know, frame it, you know, that's how it normally works. These guys, you're going to see crazy stuff during this time where you're going to see builders have homes that are not completed yet. So, gold standard, what do you think? Central bank digital currency, absolutely, that's coming. That is coming. And, you know, think about this. You know, you having a side hustle, having a small business right now, they want the IRS to collect every single tax dollar possible. And that's what the new 80,000 agents are being hired for, is to come after us so that if you make $100, you're going to pay taxes on that. If you do anything on the side that gets you extra income on the side, you know, help pay for insurance, help pay for your life, help pay for food, put your kids through stuff, good. Get ready to pay taxes on that, because that's what they want to do to us right now. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Grove. The only thing that we can count on with the stock market right now is inconsistency. You need to protect yourself today by calling the good people at Patriot Gold Grove. Call them at 888-330-1431 and have them answer all your questions on how you can get an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. They have a free investor guide they will send out to you. Plus, they have a no fee for life IRA and 401k. And if you have an existing IRA, they can transfer it over without any tax liability. Contact them today before it's too late. Let them know that I allegedly sent you. Guys, you know, I love Patriot Gold. I'm not only a spokesman, I am a client of the company, and I'm a huge fan of theirs. Their customer service is second to none. But when it comes to physical metals, this is the place to go. So contact them today. The crash of 2023 is here. The instability of 2023 is here. We are knee deep in it, and you need to protect your retirement before it's too late. Call them 888-330-1431 today and find out how you can get a metals-backed IRA or 401k before it's too late. Larry Summers is in the news again. He said that the job numbers that we just got on Friday of last week were ridiculous, and you can't take too much strength in them. And think about this. The United States is in the factory business again. We're going to start building factories here in the United States. The only problem with it is that when you look at what happened in 2022, the factories didn't make anything. They built factories here, okay? So the construction of the factories, that's what's booming right now. The fact that they want to make stuff, great, wishful thinking. They haven't made anything yet. So that's kind of fascinating when you think about that all these factories are being built. Read the Wall Street Journal article. It's fabulous. It's just great, okay? But Larry Summers, he's like, the risk of a recession is growing. And once again, why don't people sit there and say what we're in right now is awful, and what we're living through right now is going to be so much worse than a growth recession? That's my favorite word, okay? A growth recession. Think about this. Jamie Dimon, you know, you guys know what a huge fan of him I am. His letter to shareholders right now, think about this. He said you're going to see problems with the government seizing people's assets in the future, and that they could do this. Well, this should scare everybody, because of green technology. They may need to seize your property and seize assets that you control to promote green energy. That's what Jamie Dimon said to his shareholders, and the story is below. That is insane, guys. This is, you know, heard of 1933 with the gold, okay? Have to protect yourself, guys. You got to make sure that you're diversified, make sure all your, your property is in order. But read this article, because the green energy shenanigans that is going to be shoved down everyone's throat, that they're going to lose money on with Ford and with GM, that are not making any money selling electric cars. Only Elon makes money on those cars. Remember that. That's why he can discount it. give you a coupon for $5,000 off a Tesla. So, but think about this. To promote green energy, we want to be able to seizure assets. Okay? This led to another great story, and that is, it is anticipated that 1 in 3 people, okay, have been victim of a cryptocurrency scam that regularly buy cryptocurrencies, and they've fallen victim to something, either password theft, either having something stolen, but they've had major problems with this, with getting themselves into cryptocurrency. 1 in 3, okay? 33% of the people. Guys, that's enough. I mean, is that enough to make you like wonder what's going on? And these exchanges that are unregulated, like we talked about in the last video with Kevin O'Leary, having it go to zero, when do you get concerned? When do you sit there and say, enough is enough, I'm worried about this, okay? I don't know. I don't know when people get themselves, at a point that they're taking this seriously. But think about this. You're seeing more and more people that are going out and getting themselves in cryptocurrencies. Countries, the UK right now, the UK is actively hiring 30 people for their central bank digital currency in the UK, because it's going to happen, guys. So if you guys want a job in the UK, look at the article below. They're hiring all these positions, and they're creating all this stuff out of thin air, but they're going to have a digital dollar that's going to be backed, or a digital pound, excuse me, in the UK. So with that said, they're going to have these digital tokens that are going to be printed by these countries and mined and created and whatever, but they have a whole team that they're trying to hire right now. Why would they do that? What would be the point of this? Because it's going to happen. You've got Jamie Dimon telling you that they're going to seize things. And mark my words, that guy, I'm telling you, I'm just not a huge fan, okay? Anybody just think that he's the greatest guy in the world? Okay? Where am I missing it? Okay? I had a guy that I worked with a lot that just said he is the first employee to ever work for somebody to become a billionaire. Okay, great. Is that true? Is that accurate? This guy would shove that down my throat over and over again about how great Jamie Dimon was. Let me know your thoughts. But the fact that they could seize our assets and could be concerned about that, and now the UK is talking about how they're going to create their own digital pound, okay? And you can join the digital pound team, okay? So let me know what you think about this so far. Remember last week when we talked about New York and how they wanted to go cashless? Well, Anaheim Stadium, where the Angels play, is cashless. But they have one of those reverse ATM machines, and I found it, and here it is, okay? This thing is ridiculous, because first things first, hey, there's no fee. It's accepted wherever Visa is accepted, but you got to give up your phone number. You have to pay a $4 fee to activate this thing. And when you sign up for it, you can only put up to $2,000 a day per active phone number. So you've got to give them an active phone number. And I'm sure that's to prevent money laundering and things like that. But these things are, this is just a matter of time, guys, till there is no cash. So, I don't know if she's stealing the turtle or just petting the turtle. Anyways, share your thoughts on all this stuff so far. Quick little field trip. I'm in Tustin, California right now, and I'm across the street from Columbus Tustin Junior High School, and I'm at this office building that is now closed. Actually, there's 2 of them, and a builder bought these buildings, kicked everybody out, and now they're going to build 40 homes here. Okay? Kind of wild, guys. So this place was always a great place to park. Whenever there was an event at the school, county fair, city fair, all that stuff, we'd park here, okay, because it was great. But they're going to build 40 units here, okay? 36 duplexes, and then some single family units that are detached, and then they're going to have 2 units for low income, so they can get through with the city. But absolutely crazy, guys, that they did this. I don't know, these builders, what they're thinking. I mean, this is kind of a commercial area, Industrial area. Yeah, you got the back of the junior high here, but kind of an odd place for that. So, what do you guys think? Okay. But they don't have the price yet. They don't have a name for the complex yet. Story is below, but man, oh man, okay? Gonna build 40 houses here, okay? So, kind of a busy intersection, lots of traffic. Also, one more story. There is a discount shoe store that has the same name as a company here in Southern California. The company here in Southern California is okay, but it's called Shoe City. Shoe City out of Baltimore, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. area, done, bankrupt. Tell you guys a quick story. There was a store chain here called Mervyn's. Mervyn's was behind with creditors, around 2008 and all that stuff, and said, hey, if you don't work out a deal with us so we can get the school closed, we're not going to be able to pay our bills and we'll go out of business. The suppliers got together and shut Mervyn's off and didn't ship the school closed. And guess what? They filed bankruptcy and Mervyn's is no longer. This place, they did the same thing. The high-end shoe store, they said, hey, if you don't ship it to us, we're done, okay? So kind of interesting, guys, okay? So, people are not buying discount shoes right now. I can't believe that. So share your thoughts on this stuff. And kind of fascinating, guys, that they're doing this. So let me know what you think. Late last week, there was a shareholder meeting for Credit Suisse. And the CEO of the company, Axel Lehman, got in front of everybody and talked about how the institution that's over 100 years old was losing money and what a disappointment it was. And he was sorry. And basically did this almost tearful, apology to everybody about how they just lost all this money and how, they're going to do what they can to clean it up. Do you believe that? Man, I'm telling you, I think this is the beginning of the bank apology tour coming out. So very fascinating. Axel Lehman comes out and talks about how we're so sorry, okay, that we've run this fine institution to the ground, okay? Remember here in California, around the first of the year, where some guy won, Mr. Castro won $2.04 billion in the Mega Millions lottery, or Powerball, pardon me, won it in Powerball. Anyways, you know what's crazy? Is this guy only netted $628 million. He took the lump sum payment. But when you do this, there are all these penalties with the IRS. And there's a great story below about how people go out and they don't realize that, yeah, the IRS takes 25% off the top. And if you get this lump sum payment, that you get penalized for this stuff. And they charge people the highest possible tax rating. Now, here's the thing. Of all the states to win the lottery in, the best one is California. And the reason for that is you don't pay state taxes here on your lottery winnings if you win something. So, man, oh man. I mean, here, read these articles that are below. It's crazy about, different states. And New York you don't want to win the lottery in New York, man. That place just clips everybody. So, taxes and state taxes. And if you win it in the city of Yonkers, they charge you tax too. It's crazy. So, anybody ever won anything big and had the tax hit from that? So, when I talked about, casinos and casino wins, it's fascinating that, people were talking about the $1,200. If you win a jackpot over $1,200, they give you a 1099. And there's a state legislator in Nevada that wants to change it to $5,000. And most people haven't won that much. Most people jackpot are in the hundreds, and rarely does anybody ever get the 1099. So it's rare when somebody gets that. But share your thoughts on this stuff. Do you ever know of anybody that won the lottery, won big, and their tax situation? Let us know. I'm going to finish this video with this final story, and let's go down memory lane for a second. Remember in January when I talked about Subway, how they were going to sell, and they thought that the offer would come in at $10 billion. Well, here's a little bit of projecting that these guys did. You know what's funny is I have seen this with smaller companies where they say, do you know that our business could get $2 million for this? Our business could get $8 million. Our business could get $250,000 for this. And they have no idea if they're ever going to get that. Well, Subway, same thing. They kept thinking they were going to have these major players like the company that owns Taco Bell and KFC and the company that owns Burger King and even Hardee's and Carl's Jr. step forward and say, yeah, we want to own, Subway and be in the Subway business. No, they're not. And now they're thinking they're not getting 10 billion. They're thinking they'll be lucky if they get $7 billion for this. So, I have not eaten at a Subway in a very long time. And it was ever since they talked about the fake tuna and the tuna lawsuit. And whether you believe in that or not, the tuna lawsuit seemed pretty legit, where they were talking about a concoction of different meats and had no tuna DNA. That was enough for me not to eat at Subway anymore. So, do you guys eat at Subway? Do you like it? Share your thoughts on that one. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Hope you guys enjoyed all this stuff. We're all over the place today. Like the video, subscribe. Don't forget, if you want to email me anything, it's hello@iallegedly.com. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.